about now, we want to invite the president of the Yoruba Heritage and Cultural Association of Victoria to welcome us here and to make us more comfortable and to give us his opening remarks. Distinguished members of Yoruba Cultural Heritage, please put those hands together as we welcome our president, Dr. Oguntade, as he delivers his speech. Thank you, Mr. President. Ààrẹ wa nìyẹn, ààrẹ ogun wa káàfàtà ẹ pàtẹ́wọ́ fún ààrẹ wa náà.
Wake up. Collect your money. Collect your money. Wake up.
Ààrẹ.
Collect your money. Collect your money.
Ààrẹ. Ààrẹ yọ̀dí ẹ̀yìn báyìí. Ààrẹ. Thank you, Mr. DJ.
Thank you, our MC. Thank you, DJ. Thank you, everyone. Ẹ káàbọ̀, ẹ kú ìrìn, a kú àjọ̀dún ìní o. Mo kí gbogbo wa kú àjọ̀dún ìní o. Ìgbà ilé wa a máa lé kan o. Àwo ilé wa a máa lé kan o. Èyí àmọ́dún a ò ní pẹ̀dín o. Àlàáfíà ara ìfọ̀kànbalẹ̀ ọkàn la máa fi ṣe tọdún tó ń bọ̀ o. If you don't understand Yoruba, what I've just said is that you are looking beautiful. All right. And we are all really, really looking beautiful. So before I start, I would like to pay my respect to the traditional owner of the land where we gather here today. I pay my respect to all their elders, past, present, and emerging. And not only that, I will also love to pay my respect to all the Yoruba elders in the room today. Agbanigba, Agbanyin Adale o, ẹ kú àdúrótì wa, ẹ kú ìbáṣe. Before I continue, I would like to acknowledge the presence of certain people in our midst today. We are all very important. We are all very special. But I will crave your indulgence to permit me to recognize the presence of a few people in the room today. In no particular order, I would like to acknowledge the presence of VMC chairperson, Miss Vivian Gwen. You are very much welcome. I would also love to acknowledge the CEO of ECCV in absentia. She rang me late in the evening yesterday. She was quite very devastated that she couldn't make it today. She's the person of Miss Farah Farouk. I would also love to acknowledge the presence of the President African Day Australia, Mr. Kwizo Dube. You're very much welcome. I would love to acknowledge the presence of my own very sister, the President of Nigerian Society of Victoria, Dr. Mrs. Remi Yusuf. You are very much welcome, sister. I would love to acknowledge the presence of the President of Igbo Association of Victoria, Mr. Elvis Nwanchuku, and the wife. I also love to acknowledge the presence of the President of Edo Club of Victoria, Mr. Peter Imalelura, and his wife. You are very much welcome. I would love to acknowledge the presence of the President of Nigerian Senior Citizen Club of Victoria, Dr. Moses Adepoju, and his wife. You are very much welcome, sir. I would love to acknowledge the presence of the chairperson, African Music and Cultural Festival, Mr. Fred Alale AM, and the wife. You are very much welcome. I'd love to acknowledge the presence of the president of Ekitikete Association of Victoria. These are my constituency, Mrs. Jumi Balogun and the husband. You are very much welcome. I'd love to acknowledge the presence of the president of Ibadan Progressive Association of Victoria. These are my in-laws, Dr. Akinbiyi Akinshola. Very much welcome, and the wife. I also love to acknowledge the presence of the President Arewa Group of Australia and New Zealand, Ajia Fatima Mahmood. I'd love to acknowledge the presence of the President of Ghana Association of Victoria, Dr. Ayuba Isaka. You are very much welcome. And last but not the least, I would love to acknowledge the presence of our Ashiwaju of Yoruba in Australia. Onishegun Oyinbo Korede Ayeni. You are very much welcome. He flew in all the way from Western Australia this afternoon. Thank you for honoring our invitation. Thank you so much. And if I miss your name or I forgot to mention you, please, you are all very, very important to us today. And kindly forgive me. And I welcome you all. This year, Yoruba Day Festival is tagged Igbelaruge Asha Yoruba, meaning promoting our cultural heritage. Culture is the totality of our existence, except we are deceiving ourselves. Yoruba Day is an annual festival celebrating Yoruba culture. Culture is defined by everything from language, religion, cuisine, social habit, music, and arts. Through culture, we are governed by norms and custom, which are the pillars of any society, no matter what the society is. As we celebrate Yoruba culture and cultural diversity here today, let us all remind ourselves of the importance of cultural property to a nation like Australia and to its national identity as a whole. As you take in Yoruba art today, Yoruba music, Yoruba dance, and our own traditional Yoruba fashion, which you can see a lot of it around here today. I would also like to encourage you, those that are visiting from outside our community, to appreciate Yoruba's astonishing contribution to the cultural enrichment of mankind. I urge you to use this opportunity to take in as much as you can of the classical music it has to offer today, and for the younger ones among us, to learn to embrace and appreciate our heritage. My intention is not to bore you with a long speech, but to let heart speak for Yoruba culture. And I would like to mention this as something that is very, very, very dear to my heart. We are already losing our language. And when you lose your language, you lose a greater part of you. And I'm also a culprit in that. And I can say it here, even though I'm so ashamed of it. I've got a 16-year-old daughter that doesn't even understand or speak Yoruba. And guess what? Just a few weeks ago, she came second as the best speaker of Indonesian language in the whole of Victoria. And it's as bad as that. And I really, really feel ashamed of that. She couldn't speak a single word in Yoruba, and she came second as the best speaker of Indonesian language in the whole of Victoria. And I remember when she went for the exam, there are so many kids from Indonesia that were there. Thousands of them that came all over Victoria. And she came second in the whole of Victoria. So please, I'm using this, even though I'm so embarrassed to say it. I'm using this to talk to us as parents here today. Please, if you lose your language, you lose a whole part of you. And I know she's sitting somewhere in the room. She will be so embarrassed. She wasn't expecting me to say this today. But just to compensate for embarrassing her. So I've secretly put this in place. So I would like to say a big happy birthday to my beautiful daughter. She turned 16 today. She turned 16 today. So she's a Yoruba Day girl. She turned 16 today. So happy birthday to Milolua. And I'm sure she will learn Yoruba in due course. If she can speak Indonesia, she will speak Yoruba by force, by fire. Please say amen to that. Thank you. So, on behalf of all my executive teams and the planning committee that put in so much of their time and energy to make this event possible, thank you all. And once again, for honoring our invitation, everyone. Thank you. You are all welcome.